class.
With a teacher's whip ass.
And you will too if you pass.
All right, this is the eating yourself into or out of the grave episode. So we're dealing with eating. Last week we had the hacks, warrior hacks for health. And we said that we were going to deal with each one of those, the B, breathing, eating, exercise, in its own episode because each one of those is so integral and it's a lot to it. So we're going to get into that today. But first, we want to welcome new members, Jade Lopez and Sandra Barros.
Peace, Jay.
Peace, family.
And we also want to welcome Shirley and Franny French. Shirley says she's ready to learn how to eat to live instead of living to eat. Exactly. Me too.
Beautiful.
Me too.
How y'all doing out there? Good to see everybody. Please let somebody know, share the broadcast, hit the likes. It really makes a difference. We need that analytics.
Yes, please do.
Obi, peace. All right. So, any news today that you guys want to share?
Not really. I mean, we know the biggest thing going on right now is I think I'm not sure if it was another wasn't another type of attack or something that happened. I don't have my info in front of me right now, but I think they just I know they had caught some folks on the way to do something, but I think it was also something else that they did. They found a kid or something on his way to school about to do something. So y'all just be careful out there. The Roe versus Wade thing. Don't panic. You know what I'm saying? There'll always be something to try to keep us on an uneven keel. You know what I'm saying? So wouldn't worry about it.
Oslo, Norway, something happened. And Wadi, aka Obi, said in Oslo something happened. So
yeah, see, it was something. I don't have all the info in. I know that it was
it must have really been tragic because Ominique just left. Hell.
I'm telling you.
He has to add me.
No, I can't add you. It says device is not connected. Your device said the hell with this. There was a shooting at a gay club in Norway.
In Norway?
Yeah, Oslo. Yeah, that's Norway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Man, you've been to Norway. No. You've been to Norway.
There is no way I've been there. I'm trying to tell you that right now. Yeah, you I don't know if it's these things are. I mean, I would think, why were you the general, but I would definitely think that these things seem to be strategic the way they happen.
Some of them
seem to be happening all at once.
Oh, absolutely. So, black people being killed, gay people murdered, gay people being murdered. Yeah, I would say that it's strategic attacks for sure. Marginalized people are being killed in these shootings, of course. I never take my eyes off of certain governments.
For me, it's just I just can't understand why. I'm trying to make sure I put this the right way because I know sometimes I say. I would say you can't say regular or normal, but a functioning black family wouldn't think that this is a time if they haven't before to make sure that they have things covered, such as being able to protect themselves, their house, having evac plans, having to go bags and stuff of that nature. I just can't see, but I don't know, man. It's like
Well,
it's almost like and I know we're getting into something else, but sometimes I feel like they had to create us. They had to take all this time to get us to be a certain way before they could do this stuff. Because it's hard to believe that most of us just don't care. A lot of us don't care. Man.
From teaching for as long as I have,
We're delusional.
I get so much of, I'm gonna get with you and train. I'm gonna do this, and really don't. People pay me to come into their homes to check the security of it. Is it secure? Is it viably secure? No. I tell you, 99% of the homes I walk in or more, there's a lot of work that has to go into it. And I'll start reading off a list of the things that they need, and it may only be 10 things, and they're like, "Whew, boy, that's a lot. Whew, boy."
How much that cost?
And that's from right, and they ain't costing. Yeah, they ain't paying me. They got to get their stuff. You know what I mean? But it's not just families; it's single individuals too. And everybody's just ignorant of, because families are made up of singular individuals getting together. And if those singular individuals are ignorant of their safety and health, they're just two ignorant people together about their safety and health. They aren't doing any help for each other in that aspect. They're giving companionship, maybe in other ways, financial, but as far as protecting themselves, and that goes across the board. I've dealt with people who are struggling to people who are wealthy, and none of them have the security things that they should. People say, well, because if I had the money, I would get. Nah, I know wealthy people, including people in my very close family. Don't get mad at me, fellas. That's my big sister. Husband ain't got nothing supplies. She has asked me a couple of times what should they do, but they got a lot of room in a big old mansion and a lot of money and not one doggone MRE. So it ain't got nothing to do with money. It ain't got nothing to do with lack of money. It's all the mindset. Okay, when it comes to that. So whether they shoot you at the club, whether they shoot you at your house, whether they shoot you at the grocery store, whether they coming out of the schools are different. Those are babies. They can't, unless it's college. So the baby you can't expect them to be protecting themselves. But you expect the adults to be able to protect those children, or they shouldn't be with those children. I'm not necessarily talking about the teachers. Teachers should teach, but there should be people there who know what they're doing when it comes to protecting the children.
Right.
Because I know my baby wouldn't be in that school. I don't have no babies in elementary school or middle school anymore. Yeah, me goes to high school this fall. But still, even the high schools, easy to get into.
You got if
I walked into a high school one time, just walked in. Now I was asked to do this. I walked into the high school, walked right past the metal detector without going through it. Just things I said, and I'm not going to say here because I don't want somebody using that. But I also did that at the state building here in Atlanta. I walked in, and I'll tell you, with that, I walked in with a cane. First, you ain't supposed to have no weapons. It was not, that walking stick that you all got me, that African stick. I walked in with that. It looked like a cane the way I was moving with it. oh, my back. Walked right through the thing with it. They didn't say nothing. I kept walking, and I was with another author who didn't say anything. I said, hold this. Like, what the hell? I said, yeah, they just let me in with a tool. So people across the board don't know, even these people that's supposed to be over self-defense, over security, they don't know what they're really doing against people who really know what they're doing.
Well, what was that place, Barbara, that you had the I think you were speaking. I don't want to say. I don't want to sound too broad because you done so much stuff. But it was like a book fair or something. It was downtown where they had the metal detectors, the police officers. It was somewhere. It was an event you had. Was that
That was, I know.
Black Panther?
I want to say it was at the Ponce building, which is it was City Hall. It was
What it was?
My fest.
No.
No,
I remember I told you when I came there, I wasn't even thinking. I had my bag, had both of my knives, had my bag which got stuff in it, and walked through the metal detector with the police right there looking. You know how they looking to see what goes through or whatever? They looking at everything, and I walked straight through there, and I didn't even know. I wasn't even conscious of having my tools on me. But it just showed me how anybody could have got through there with anything.
Now I'm gonna tell you, it was a person who you all know well, was coming from Chicago, had some edibles. They had stuck the edible dots. They stuck the dots inside of the regular candy dots box because they look similar. The gum ball, whatever the hell you call them thing, gumdrops. They stuck them in there with that, but still a little bit different. The air people, they're checking this is going through, and they're looking, and that person said, oh shit, they detected it. They call him over, and they say, what's this here? I said, he said, that's dots. That's, that said, it looks a little strange, the other candies in there. I said, what do you mean? Dude comes over. What's going on? The head said he has strange candies inside the dot thing. They're shaped the same, but a little different size. And the guy looks and says, oh, man, I used to work at the Tootsie Roll Company for years. I said, oh, you did? Heck no, this is a small world. So he said, yeah. And sometimes, the stuff is off like that. Man, let this man go ahead. He said, next time get you some nonpareils or whatever he called it. Next time get that. Those are even better. So I said, thank you, man. I'm always eating these. I'm glad to, I love my candy. Glad to be up on it. Thank you. I'm out. So, yes, it was me. And I flew on to Georgia. Not saying I use those edibles in Georgia because it's not legal. It's legal to have them in Chicago, but they don't want you to fly to Georgia with it. I just was flying to Georgia so I could give that to somebody else who was in need because of their cataracts and stuff.
Right.
So
edibles. I think I heard about them. I read about them or looked them up on the internet.
Yeah. I know y'all have heard of them. So that just lets you know. I think Omnika eating something now. That just lets you know. I know. All right. So we're about to get it. An enemy of the military budget is a friend of mine. Peace to all. Manufacturing controls. Hey, Bessie at Red. I love my candy too. Friend Prince, I love my candy too. Yeah, hey, I got you. Airport TSA tried rubbing the explosive swab on my skin. Me too. And I told them, hell no. You already rubbed the swab across all my belongings. I go through security as an opt-out. No body scanners. Hey, I hear that. Every time I would go to the airport, and in the summer I travel a lot because I'm doing a lot of conventions, right? Teaching at a lot of conventions and stuff. And every time I'm okay, go. They excuse me. excuse me, sir, we need to test you. And they would test me for bomb residue. And you say, why is that? You belong to certain organizations. Don't fool yourself and think that they don't know who you are. I got into an altercation at the airport one because a dude trying to check my mother's in a wheelchair. She's been paralyzed since 96 on half her body. He's trying to check. I said, no, you're not going to check. You're not going to. She's already been through. She just got off the plane. She's just getting her baggage. Oh yeah, we're going to check, sir. No, you're not going to check she just got off the plane. What are you talking about? Yeah, we're going to check. My poor Ethiopian brother. He wasn't used to somebody like me. I said, if you touch that wheelchair one more time, I'm going to break your arm. He said, I'll call for help. I said, I'll break your arm before you get help. He's looking like, I said, and I'm deadly serious. Not only do you not touch this, get out of this area. He said, well, I'm security area. I said, get out of this area. He left. My mother said, she always, Adam, you ain't got to do him like that. She's always like that with me. I said, yes, I did.
Yeah.
So now here come my father. What's going on, boy? I said, dude was talking, kept trying to check mom and stuff. He said, you handling him? I said, I made him leave. He said, there you go. Come on, let's go. And we left. So, and he wanted me to handle him before my father had got back. My father was checking to rent a car. He wanted me to deal with him, not my father.
I know that's right.
Believe that. Because then I wanted to deal with him, not my father, because my father would have just busted him up. He'd been busting up the police. We'd have both went to jail. We've been busting up. It's like, all right. So yeah, if a person doesn't know, doesn't matter what the title is or nothing, they just don't know. I was talking with my wife about this earlier. Police, FBI, they don't expect anybody. We're just talking. They don't expect anybody to come at them. So their awareness is low as shit because they expect us all to be so afraid that we wouldn't dare touch them. I'm not advocating touching the police. I'm just saying that was a conversation me and my wife were having. Just thinking, me and my wife, we like to talk about things we just think about every now and then. That it's so easy. That's why one morning I was looking at the news, I think last year. Dude runs into the police station in Chicago. Pah! Hits the cop. Runs outside. I said, oh, dear, damn. He just set him up. She looked and said, what you mean? I said, he just punched the cop in the face and ran out. I said, oh, yeah. She said, oh, yeah. He runs out and people just swarm him. And then they start swarming the station. That was 2020. That's when everybody was attacking the police stations and after what they did to George Floyd. They tore it up. I said, well, they got to get gone now quick because they were downtown Chicago. And what they're going to do is raise the bridges. And sure enough, that's what they did, raise the bridge so you can't leave downtown.
Wow.
But they didn't catch nobody. And you all may have seen later, you saw little young dudes driving police cars.
Oh, right.
Taking their police cars and everything. They whooped the police ass.
We wouldn't have seen that if it wasn't for social media.
Right, that's one good thing about social media. No, of course, Chicago would cover that up quick, but they couldn't cover it. And young brothers just riding in police cars like they driving a whip. It was beautiful. All right.
All right, so we're gonna get into it. This is not my personal one. This is Amaniki's, but I just want to say this is one of the most important shows or just topics period that you can get into because this just affects your health, which is and that's your ability to do anything. So whatever talent you got, whatever goals, whatever duties you have as a whatever you may be, a parent or whatever, this affects that. So it's a reason why we aren't taught how to eat properly from the start. If you knew, man, I'm feeling a little dizzy, a little so, I know I've been lacking on this. I'm gonna eat a little bit of this to make myself feel better. Like those are the simple things that people don't know that they can do, and that they didn't teach us in school, and they did. We'd be not filling up their hospitals and taking their medication and making them so much money in the medical field.
I took a health class in college, and they didn't do anything with eating.
No.
How to take blood pressure, I do, and then after that, what to do if you have high blood pressure, if you're having a heart attack. How about how to prevent all this stuff?
Listen. Only 12% of physicians in America learn nutrition. Under 12% of physicians in America learn nutrition, meaning they don't understand how food and the body works. They don't even understand. I mean, they have no idea. They never studied.
Even if they study nutrition, well, y'all probably don't even know. My mother was a nutritionist.
Oh, wow.
And had heart attack and stroke. See? So because the stuff they learned, it wasn't,
Western.
It wasn't, and my mother said, well, that's from the old days. I said, they probably still teaching the same stuff you learned in the old days right now.
They refuse to update even what are considered innovations in science, things that people have known for at least 10, 15, 20 years. They're not teaching that. Right. They're still teaching things that are older than that right now. So
I always talk about knowledge filtration, man. That process is the slowest process on the planet, especially for Black people. It take a long time for knowledge to get from here to disseminate to everybody. Even with the internet.
And we've been so controlled by capitalism. Talking with the wife today about how a lot of the old wives' tales work well, but my mother, you have a cold, I tell you, she would say, get you some butter, lemon, and old granddad whiskey. And she would heat it up and make, I guess they call it a hot toddy or whatever, I'm not sure. But you would drink that, it would knock that shit out quick. But I said to my mother one time, I think I was about 16, I said, Ma, everybody around here, you giving everybody's buying up all the old granddad. So I'm just going to buy any old whiskey and get it for you. Because in those days, your mama could write you a note. You take it to the store, you're a minor, and they'll still give you whiskey, cigarette, or whatever. Right? So she was like, no, it's got to be old granddad. I said, Ma, it's just whiskey. But the marketing of it makes us believe. I said, old granddad ain't magic. Same way down here in the South, they tell me, you got to get ginger ale for so-and-so. It's got to be red.
That's what I was just thinking.
And I used to tell people, I told my wife years ago, she said, it's got to be Red Rock. I said, why? So up north, we can't get healed then, right? She said, what do you mean? I said, we ain't got no Red Rock. It may be there now. It was not. We didn't have Red Rock ginger ale. So what kind of ginger ale would we have used? See, all of that is also what hurts us because Red Rock been marketed down here in the South. So people go for the Red Rock. People went for the old granddad whiskey because it was marketed to them.
And we don't want to believe that we are victims to marketing. But I tell everybody, I was like, one time you ever went to the club and got a Hennessy and Pepsi?
Right.
Ain't nobody ever ordered one of them. I don't know. You've been a bartender. You bartend. Anybody ever say, let me get a
rum and Pepsi? Let me get a rum and RC. No.
Let me get a rum and RC.
It tastes the same.
Like people know that no one has 7-Up, but they always still ask for 7-Up with things because of the whole marketing thing.
Right.
You know, in their minds, they know that it's going to be sprayed every time.
There's a restaurant I was telling my daughter about it in Chicago, the Billy Goat Tavern, and they used to show on Saturday Night Live. They'd be like, "Let me get a hamburger." They'd say, "Cheeseburger." You couldn't get the
yeah.
let me get fries, chips. They said, "Let me get a Coke." Right. So I was telling. Now I'm from Chicago. I'm telling JB, you can only get cheeseburger, chips, and Coke. You couldn't get a hamburger. You couldn't get fries. You couldn't get a Pepsi. Yami loves to look up everything. Look it up. She said, "Daddy, here's a menu. They got fries. You get the hamburger. They've got Pepsi and arson." I said, from Saturday Night Live, I came to believe a place, because I'd never been to Billy Goat Tavern. I just saw it, you know. Yeah, I know where it's at. I believe that that's all you could get there.
Wow.
It was marketed that way. And I'm a food aficionado in Chicago. And so nobody asked to go to Billy Goat Tavern because it's very, very white around there. So most people I know aren't trying. But if I'd have told them, now when you go, you can only get, it's crazy. And I'd have been completely wrong.
That's a good example of marketing, because what we don't realize sometimes, I think, is that like the American government itself markets. Like they had a campaign for cheese.
Oh, hold on real quick. Now that's true. And why he said if you're in the UK, you can get chips. Yes, both types. You can get, so fries are chips in the UK, and
Right.
chips, like we know, are crisps. And of course, we know that because my right-hand man is from England. He's from the UK. He's British. So that's how we know that one. And I've done a lot of research. I wrote a book called Redeemer, and one of the characters in there, one of the hitters, is Nigerian Norm. And he's a lawyer, but he's also a hitman from England. He's Cockney, so I had to immerse myself in the Cockney language and stuff like that. So I learned a lot of stuff in there. And we also actually talk about crisp and chips in that book. And I gave it to Akin Bovala, and he gave it to other friends from England, and they were like, "This is proper Cockney, man. Proper Cockney." You know, so yeah.
Nice.
I learned that job, you know, and my mother's an Anglophile anyway. I think I told you, she always said, "I wish you all had either a British accent or a Jamaican accent." Why you got a Chicago accent, huh? And we just British. Your children just British and Jamaican. So I love those accents. Like, wow.
But so just beware of the marketing that our own government does when they pushing certain things. The baconator, the bacon cheddar, the double bacon. You know, if you ever paid attention, the got milk ads. They did a cheese ad. They did beef. They did pork, the other white meat. Look at the trend that goes on. Oatmeal in everything. Oatmeal in the food. Oatmeal in the shampoo. Then it's what they got next. They got aloe vera and everything. Aloe vera in the food. Aloe vera in this and that. Aloe vera in the lotion. Aloe vera in the shampoo. Chia seeds, whatever. Sesame seeds. Like they choose and they market this stuff to us. It's a new healing thing. Noni juice. Before noni juice, it was whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware that we are consumers, and we're being treated as such, and that's how this food industry treats us too. Besides being ran militarily, it treats us like consumers. All right, so let's get into it.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say as a way of introduction for our discussion today, that part of it is to demystify certain terms that we may hear and automatically assume as Black folks, and especially as people of a certain age that those don't apply to us. Those are newfangled terms, and that doesn't have anything to do with me. I lived this long and I didn't know what gut health was, so I don't need to know today. And an example of that is my grandparents, and the term organic. Now that's a term that a lot of people scoff at. My grandparents from Mississippi, they definitely are not down with organic. But one thing that they don't understand and realize is that they grew up eating organic food, because all of the chemicals and the herbicides and all the different stuff that is sprayed on food today didn't exist back then. So their entire diet that they grew up on was what we consider organic today. It's just a term that someone came up with somewhere to help describe food that was free of all of these new and very common chemicals. So, that's just an example of where I just wanted to let everyone know we're not going to go off and list all the different things that we're going to talk about today. We hope everyone sticks around for the discussion. One thing I also want to say, kind of as a way of disclaimer, is that you may hear some things as a part of this discussion that may make you extremely uncomfortable. And just keep in mind that developing as a warrior is not only a physical and spiritual thing, but it's mental as well. And coming to grips with some of this information may be just the mental hurdle that some of us need to cross to finally get our total health in order. And as a warrior, as Bile was talking about earlier, consider how your health affects your ability to directly defend your family and your belongings today, and the family that you send off into the future. How will what you teach your children about what they should eat affect future generations?
Definitely, you'll be thinking it's hereditary that we can actually switch it to where it can seem like it's hereditary for our children to inherit good health and long life and healthy hearts, and that because it's all passed on through. It's not genetics, as people will tell you. It's more of a predisposition. Only what is it? 2% of diseases are really genetically passed, or is it 12%? Something like that. 20. It's a 2. I know it might be like 22 or something like that. There's a low percentage of diseases that are really genetic. Most of it is the lifestyle and the stress and the trauma and the diet and that thing and that type of thing. Also, real quick before we get started, all of this, I just want y'all to know, eating, you can talk about this every day for 10 years. I've been studying dieting, how to eat, and nutrition since I in the 10th grade, and I'm 47 now, and I'm still learning. So today we're just going to be going through some basics. I don't want y'all to think this is it, but use this as a tool you can always go back to and reference to get information from. And that's it. We're gonna run it.
All right. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the topic that we touched on a little bit last week, and that is the topic of eating and drinking.
Okay. So eating and drinking. Before the meal, when you think about food, your mouth automatically starts salivating and your stomach starts preparing the digestive juices in order to digest the food consumed. In such a situation, if you drink water right before eating, your saliva and digestive juices will get diluted. More, we talked about that. Moreover, water gives a feeling of fullness, which will make you eat less. Once the water is digested, you will again feel hungry in some time, which can then lead to excess eating. You should have water no less than 20 to 30 minutes before eating anything. And that's hard because unless you was raised the old school way where you ain't touch that drink, you got that pop, you try to touch that drink before you eat. But you, boy, anyway, during the meal, this might come as a shock to you, but drinking a little bit of water while eating your food is okay. This does not mean that you can gulp down a glass of water while having your meals. You can have a few small sips of room temperature, because that we should have to explain that, in between your bites, as well as this will make the food tender and will help break it down into smaller particles. This will further help in digestion and won't strain your digestive system as much. So, yeah, that's okay taking little sips of water because water is in the food anyway. But if you're really chewing your food properly, you will need very little water. If you are really chewing, you should chew your food to liquid form. We're not going to spend too much time on that because the visual is gross. Okay, after the meal, drinking water after your meal should be avoided at all costs. Water diminishes the digestive fire as it acts as a coolant that can interrupt the digestive process. It also dilutes the digestive juices once you're done with your meal. Wait for at least 30 minutes before sipping on some water, gulping down. Wait at least 30 minutes before sipping on water. Gulping down water right after finishing food can also cause obesity in the long term. If you have eaten something spicy or too oily, then you are bound to feel thirsty right after the meal. In such a case, it's best to drink just 2 to 3 sips of lukewarm water. Another thing that we're not mentioning, notice we're only talking about drinking water with your meal. Because if you're drinking anything else, then you really are messing up. This is off the script. You don't know what I was about to say. No, but real quick, I just want to say, and it might be in here, but I just want to say, just know, anytime you drink anything processed or eat anything processed, but let's just say you eating, drinking what you may think is healthier, apple juice,
Kombucha.
Oh, really? Kombucha, all kinds, or just because the kind I got don't have any added sugar. Is it still processed?
Oh, you're talking about that. Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, it's scratch what she just said out. Anytime you eat anything and or drinking, say any drink that is processed, which means you look on the back of it and it says, can you give me an example? What a processed drink would say on the back?
High fructose corn syrup.
High fructose corn syrup, concentrated. Anytime you drink that, your body starts producing fat and insulin immediately.
Vitamin D added. You add vitamin D to juice.
Right. Anytime you see that, anytime you see enriched things of that nature, processed. Anytime you eat anything processed, which could be noodles, or it could be apple juice that you think is healthy. The Seneca that tastes so good. Lord have mercy. Got that crisp, appley taste. It's just like you feel like you just.
Oh no, you the pros be like, oh no. Let's use the magic of TV. Go over to Ominiki's. Oh, but yours is so Ominiki's is muted. Hold on, Ominiki. Let me unmute you. We can't even unmute Ominiki. Unmute yourself, Ominiki. So Belay was dropping it and then froze. You know, the government don't want this one come out. And Ominiki she's muted, so still can't hear you. You're still muted. Unmute yourself. I'm trying to can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. So you have to unmute yourself. Oh no, now they all gone. So it's just me. So yeah, somebody said laughing out loud, CIA attack. Yeah, exactly. Shoot, CIA said, the 199er, they're talking about how to eat properly. Oh, he's talking about drinking. He's revealing too much. Click. Now, I'm telling you, I was in an interview. One of my students was interviewing me about for USPI, Urban Survival and Preparedness Institute, and we said we're gonna get into it. I didn't know how deep he was gonna go, but it was cool with me. And he asked the question, how can you spot an agent of the government? Oh no, now I'm gone. What didn't happen? What'd you do, homie nigga? Ah, no, hold on.
Greetings, y'all.
Damn, they. I hope y'all can hear us. They are really tripping on us. I can. What the heck? I can see where the box is where we supposed to be.
Well, you weren't you talking about how to spot an agent of the government, and then it immediately went to that screen?
I wasn't even gonna say how to. I'm just gonna say they kicked our show off on Instagram, and as soon as I was about, I guess they like, nah, wow,
What is this?
what the hell is going on?
I blame Kalanji.
Nuts.
Kalanji's doing something.
Kalanji doing something over there, bro.
This say Jared bought.
She
So
had to
Jared,
be Kalanji.
Jared,
I can't even load up the show. It's not doing anything. I can't load up.
and Jared's in there with us. Hey, Jared.
Hey, greetings, Dr. Jared.
Yeah. Let me say.
I know you're like it's a fiasco going on right now.
I guess he's trying to see what's going on. Oh shit. Try refreshing anything. Hey, they button mashing. No, we ain't button mashing. We try to figure out what's going on. Maybe Jared came in.
Maybe it's Dr. Jared's fault.
Yeah, it's probably Jared's fault.
Yeah, this says this is this show that's in this thing here.
Black Power. I guess
I'm taking it off Kalanji now.
Yeah.
Jared, I don't know what's something.
Friday, I mixed what I like, so he just jumped in. I mixed
right.
That's gonna come up
He
next.
just jump in whatever show he likes.
Then he left out. This is interesting, but thanks for trying to help us, Jared. I don't know what's going on.
You say you don't want no part of this.
Yeah, I know. Jared said, "Man, I'm out."
Well, y'all can still hear me until let me come in. I'll still talk. How about that?
Yeah. Go ahead. Just I won't talk about what I was going to talk about. They'll kick us out again.
No. We can't do that. They already got me.
Right.
Just telling y'all a little bit of health secrets. So, what I was going to say is, yeah, every time you eat,
and the logo changed. So I know Jared did that. Thanks, Jared, because I couldn't find the Warrior Class logo up there. So thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure.
So yeah, anytime you eat anything processed, your body starts producing fat and insulin.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Jared earned his 4% cola. Yes, and Pepsi. You're right. Pepsi Cola, not Coke. Chips. All right, so go ahead. He earned that 4% cola. Oh man, he got the thing going across and everything. He made us big time.
Look at that! Look how professional now. We gotta get our stuff. We gotta get our shit together, man.
Now we can just get relay in there. We'll be good.
You know, I'm still trying over here, trying to load up. I don't know what's going on with that.
See, there it is. But now he can turn the thing upside down. We just clowning it today. So
weird.
Go ahead and just talk, relay. We know you there, or lean over to the side so people.
Yeah, it's a tight frame, so but yeah, so anytime you eat anything processed, drink anything processed, that healthy apple juice you think is so healthy, or Gatorade, that you think is replenishing you and giving you those electrolytes.
Propel Fitness water.
Right. Orange juice. I don't know about Simply stuff because I haven't never bought that. So I don't know if it's filtrated.
It's very processed.
It's processed. So yeah, when you
not Simply.
Yeah, Simply
they
too.
did a whole news story on Simply.
Yeah, you eat that, you drink. you eat that, you drink that, and your body starts producing fat and insulin immediately. Now, what that means is, of course, you understand what it means producing fat instantly. That's self-explanatory. The insulin part becomes an issue because if your body starts kicking out that insulin every time you eat something processed, after a while, that system of insulin releasing and stuff, it begins to malfunction, and that's when diabetes occurs, things of that nature. Really
Insulin
easy.
resistance.
Insulin resistance, right. So I didn't want to go too far into all of the stuff that can happen and this, that, and third. But a lot of people don't realize that, and that's the first trick that they teach you in weight loss, sugary drinks. You know, they really do a number on you. A lot of black men get diabetes or different things. They're like, I don't eat sweets, but you're drinking dark liquor since you was 18. It's a lot of sugar in rum.
Yeah, that's true. It's made from sugar cane.
It's made from sugar cane. Some people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
because we associate sugar with just sweetness.
Right. And we don't think about sugar as bread. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't think about that. We don't think about the stuff. Starch is sugar.
When we're eating all those noodles, that turns into sugar.
Right. And that's why.
And fried food also.
Fried food too. And that's why.
Dr. Ball said, liquor counts? Like, yeah, sorry, Jared.
And dark liquor do a job on you. And bread.
So
bread can really do a number on you. If you look at
dark rum is fermented from sugar.
Yeah, rum is the worst. Amaniki here tried to put me on that rum. She tried to give me a cavity.
All right, Uncle Nearest is I think that might be okay. But it's still the fermentation process involves sugar though.
Well, Barbara, what's that liqueur that I turned you on to?
The pecan liqueur.
What's it called?
The pecan one. I don't want to give it's pecan liqueur. I got some
pecan in the country.
I got pecan. My wife says I can't. So that pecan liqueur, I got it right here.
You just hit it before.
Keep your eyes on it.
Yes, I haven't drunk any.
Oh wow!
I've drunk not since April.
This morning.
8 o'clock, 8:30.
Nickname for this morning. No, I haven't done since April. But you know, it's calling me now because I love to put it in my coffee.
I was gonna plug it because it's black owned.
Because I'm putting it in my coffee. Preston John said pecan. No, sir. Pecan. Pecan.
Do you remember the name of it? I wanted to plug it, even though we shouldn't be doing that.
I just don't want to get him no shine on it.
But it is black owned.
No, it's not black owned.
It is.
That ain't black owned.
It is.
No,
it's a black lawyer.
He got a tan because he rich. Yeah, he be on the
it's a black lawyer.
Making that damn alcohol.
But anyway, okay.
Uncle Nearest will give you diabetes. Like shit.
Uncle Nearest will give you diabetes, and we shouldn't plug the rum because any liqueur, anything like that dark stuff, it definitely will.
There you go. It's pecan, yes. Pecan, yes. Not pecan. No, I mean pecan. Don't do it, y'all. I say pecan, exactly. Don't do it to yourself. We black. We black and others. We black and others. So we got a black folk, white folk, Asian folk. Don't say pecan. You gotta do it better.
So
because when you say that, you're insulting the actual pecan tree. And trees are intelligent. You're hurting his feelings. There you go. All right.
Okay, so look, this is supposed to be 5 minutes, this whole little part right here. And we ridiculous. Y'all gotta excuse us. Let us know.
We ain't got no black liquor sponsor. We ain't got no white liquor sponsor. Uncle Nearest is tripping. But
I'm gonna make some moonshine and we're gonna sponsor ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I can moonshine. I can hook up some moonshine, and then we can sell that. We can call it Warrior Cask. Warrior Cask. Boom. So,
So, hey, all right. Big time warrior cats.
tree anger is real. They're cutting down the trees here in large numbers, and they're fighting back by producing so much pollen, it's almost unbreathable in the spring here in Atlanta. So yes, that's true.
Okay, so situated here, excuse us. All right, so yeah, so be careful and trust. I only actually drink water all the time. I do drink a little Duplin red wine every night. Oh, so I didn't even mean to plug them. Dang it. Scratch that. But I do drink a little red wine every a little muscadine every blue moon. But I basically only drink water. And even though we make these jokes about liquor and stuff like that, on a serious note, you really do have to be careful. And you know, anything you overindulge in, you should already know. So anyway, we're all adults. Bottom line, make sure you avoid drinking chilled water at any time during the day. I'm gonna stop right there because I know that's shocking to a lot of people. I know a lot of people are gonna overlook that, but I'm just gonna say this. Just use a little bit. Just think about this. Your body is made at 98 degrees for whatever reason that you believe the universe, Jesus, whatever you believe how your body became your body, is made at 98 degree temperature for a certain reason. Your organs are sitting at that temperature, or 99, whatever it is tempered that way for a certain reason to function that way. It functions optimally that way. So I know on a hot day you want to drink some freezing cold water, but just imagine what that does to the, let's just say, fire that burns inside of you, that keeps, that what allows you to have that breath of life or whatever. I ain't gonna get too fool with it, but it messes with that temperature.
Let me say it like this, and it's funny, Big Till said, when it's 100 degrees, I need that water icy. You know, I always teach my children, you gotta have room temperature water. They go with that until they're about 19, 20. They say, man, it's hot, Dad. I need that ice water. Like, all right, go ahead, do what you do. But I tell you this, it only works with my son, but so he does the room temperature now. I said, son, the sperm that's in your testicles, it needs to be at your body temperature. If it goes 1 degree above or 1 degree below, your sperm starts to die. That's why the testicles, and we adults here, so we understand it ain't, you know, nothing that, this is science. The testicles raise up when it's cold to stay at that temperature, and they lower when it's hot. And they at the exact temperature, so they stay at 98.6 degrees. If you're drinking all that ice water, you're lowering your body's temperature. Particularly, you're drinking the ice water and you got it, you know, in between your legs while you're typing, while you're doing whatever. You're lowering the temperature so fast in your testicles, you're killing your sperm. And that can be looked up. And that can be, so you'll know, if you want to lower your sperm count, go ahead. Me, I'm 54. I do not, and I'm going to have another baby at least. I do not want to lower my sperm count. Now, right. My son is 20. If you want to do that, and you want to start off at 20 lowering your diet, 25, 35, damn that. That's why you drink room temperature water.
Right.
Now, that works with brothers. I have to do more research on what it does with sisters' bodies, but
well, for all humans, it's gonna slow down the functions of all the systems and your organs in your body, basically. By just drinking cold water, it can lower your immune system. It does everything, because you got to think of it like this: your body allots energy out for, say you got this case 100%, and you allot 25 for this system, 25 for this system, 25 for that, 20. You drink just like that shot of cold water, all of a sudden slows each system down. Now it's got to restart itself. It's got to pull energy from other places. That's how stuff breaks down in the body.
Process some water that you're drinking.
Right. That's how stuff breaks down really easy. So just remember that.
Also, the Chinese, the way they deal with heat, and this is where I've been dealing with heat for about 30 years. When it's hot, and you all can attest to that. I drink hot drinks because the way they do is, and I've tried it. It works for me. You know, they believe, okay, you drink the hot drink, you sweat, and then the sweat cools on your body. And so during hot weather, I drink hot drinks and I cool off. Now, in our house, where the air, somebody stole the air conditioner thing, so there's no air conditioning, right? I can't do that because the house is already like an oven. But I still drink my stuff at room temperature.
Right.
But, you know, so that's the way they do. I'm not saying that the Chinese know the best way, but one thing about the Chinese, they are well versed in the healing ways.
Right.
There was a brother from Nigeria who was talking about how he said we were strong in the healing ways like the Chinese, but we left it. And this comes from when you compartmentalize. He said we left that for the spiritual aspect.
That
but they were all one. They were all one.
Right.
The healing, all of it was one. You know,
it's funny that you say that, Baba, because one of the sources that I used for the eating and drinking part was an Ayurvedic source, which is Indian based medicine, and Ayurvedic means whole body. So that's what they deal with as well.
That's why they do yoga. That's why they do Kalari Payit, which is their martial. I'm talking about Indians. It's all in there.
And so we just got to understand, man. We haven't been taught a lot of these basics, So anyway, the bottom line is you got to avoid drinking chilled water at any time during the day. Room temperature or lukewarm is recommended to keep your gut healthy. You must avoid pairing fizzy drinks or caffeinated beverages with your meals. If possible, sit down while drinking water and sip it slowly. If you gulp down water in a hurry, a large amount of air goes into your body along with it. You felt that before when you gulp that air with the water and you got a burp stuck up in your chest. Oh my goodness, that's the worst feeling ever. So calm down, slow down when you're drinking. This can be, cause bloating and gas when that happens. So try to be careful with that. Be sure you drink at least half of your body's weight in ounces of water every day. Space this amount out wisely during the day. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all something. I'm going to admit to this. I'm not a calorie counter or an ounce counter or anything when it comes to that. But at first, maybe you will need to be. I've never been like that. I just drink as much as I can. I do what I could tolerate. Rick, I just want to say this before I forget.
Well, on this, excuse me.
Good, bro.
Booker says she drinks everything room temperature, even beer. Would you recommend, so even like beer and stuff being room temperature?
I'm not gonna recommend a warm beer. I can't in clear consciousness.
Oh man.
In clear conscience, I would not suggest drinking. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm not a doctor. So. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor.
I have no loyalty to beer. Yes, I think it should be room temperature more than likely. And one thing I was going to say about the half your body weight in ounces, the thing that should teach you is the standard thing that we've been taught is 8 ounces of water. And people don't even get that. But, eight glasses, of water a day. So if you're dealing with the 1/2 your body weight in ounces thing, so if you weighed 128 pounds, then you would want to drink half of that, which is 64 ounces. No, 64 ounces of water. That's 8 glasses of water for a 128-pound person.
Right.
So if you weigh more than 128 pounds, you should be drinking more water than 8 glasses a day. You know, that can be a guideline for you. Like Felix said, you don't necessarily, you know, people, especially when you really drink water, you don't normally keep count of it, but you're gonna know, you know, about the amount that you may be drinking each day. So just, you know, keep that in mind.
What I was about to say is a big thing. So in our culture in general, I'm talking about us, the so-called Negro, one of the things that we have to start doing is start eating emotionally. Mm-hmm. Like that's one of the biggest things that we do is we use food as an event to do. Like where I'm from, like all the women would be like, well, what y'all doing Wednesday? Like, let's eat crabs. Like, how's that a thing? Like, let's eat crabs where I'm talking about you may get 15 to 20 people. They got what they call crab clothes where I'm from, where they dress out clothes. They dress out. They come to your house, they dress out, put on their crab clothes. You know what I'm saying? And everybody eat crab bowl. Like, this tradition is one thing, but we got to understand sometime, man, you know, food wasn't supposed to be used how we use it. It's supposed to be fuel, and we turn it into entertainment. So we got to understand that first, and really let that sink in, and so we can start being like, what I want to eat today.
Right. What do I have a taste for?
What you got a taste for today, babe? Like we asking our children what they want to eat. I cannot believe we do that. Like I could not ask my child what did she want to eat. It was it was gonna break my will growing up to ask my daughter at 6, 7 years old what she want to eat today.
I stopped doing that. I asked my daughter yay me. Now I do.
Right. Now you can.
To a level right now. But I asked her when she was about 4 or 5. I said, what do you want to eat for dinner? She said Snickers.
She said what?
Snickers.
Right.
I said, I won't ask her no more.
Yes.
There you go. Like parents call me and be like, yo, how do you get your children to eat? How you get your child to eat vegetables?
That's so funny.
Now I don't know how
you have to feed them vegetables from the time that they're small. That's how you get them to eat vegetables.
That's how you get. Now, if you're switching, we're not gonna get. I'm getting out of pocket, but you know.
And it's funny because we're still right in alignment because there was a one thing that I wanted to touch on that's very similar to what Dile was just talking about was this idea of food as comfort. You know, there are these things that we have to eat. You know, we can't get away from eating those things. We know for the most part, I mean, not just us, but it's basically known that diabetes is, for most people that have it, a disorder that has to do with eating and that can be corrected with eating.
Yes.
I remember watching this diabetes commercial and I from what I witnessed there, I feel like this must be the interaction that a lot of people are having with their doctors and medical care providers. But the commercials basically said something like, basically that you didn't have to make any modifications in your diet, that all you have to do is just take this medicine. And I'm thinking, it's diabetes. So if they make the modifications in their diet, then they don't have to take the medicine. But it's like you have to have these certain Doritos or, you know, whatever it is that you're eating, like you have to, that is a given for you. You must have that. So rather than give that up, you'd rather take this medication that has all of these side effects, you know, rather than discover a different part of yourself that is healthier.
And on the medication, just so you know, what was it, 22 years ago. I had to go to the hospital with high blood pressure. I mean, my I didn't know what it was, but I felt lightheaded and everything. Go to the doctor. They said I had high blood pressure. I said, okay. And a person who I respected at the time, I no longer do, called me and convinced me, you got to take that medicine. You got to. And I said, man, I ain't taking shit. I'm not taking that medicine. He's like, you got to take that medicine. You got to take it. You got to take. And so I started taking it. I was talking to my wife on the phone. I took the medicine for the first time and just stopped talking. I could have talked. I didn't want to. I didn't want to say nothing. This is a drug. You're doped up. I didn't want to say nothing. Balagoon? Yeah, I'm here. What's going on? I'll talk to you later. I don't want to say nothing.
Wow.
What the hell? So that was it. We at home. Next day, take it. We at home the other. She talking to me. I'm not saying nothing. Balagoon? I look at her. What is going on? Nothing. I don't feel like talking. She was like, you got to stop with the medicine, right?
After 2 days.
I went on after 2 days. I went on for about 6 months, and it leveled out. I would talk. I said, okay, I'm getting better. Then after a while, I said, man, I don't feel good. My feet swelling. I stopped. This is right before you started training with us. So I can verbalize and say, oh, you look younger. I stopped, taking it. I was drinking this Nebadaya is what it's called. I forget what they call it, what else they call it. But I'm drinking that. Nebadaya every day. Green is a green superfood. And I'm feeling much better. I'm looking better. I'm getting back ripped up. I used to be before, I was ripped up. And even before you came, when you came, I didn't have this gut, right? This is all from the medicine. So, but I didn't know you have a boomerang effect. So I not taking the medicine for a year, I felt better, but the drugs are still working on me. And I end up having a stroke in 2012. They like, see, that's because you didn't take the medicine. I said, well, it's the boomerang effect. My body's fighting to regulate itself, right? They say, yeah, that's why you got to keep taking the medicine or you keep stroking out. So I started taking the medicine again. I tried to stop again. Had the heart attack, 2015. You were training in, we went to New York. I had a heart attack in New York. Start taking it again. Because afraid of what's going to happen if I don't. And so I've been taking it now. And you all know feet were swelling and stuff like that. And the reason why they stopped swelling now is because I exercise so much. I've been drinking certain teas and taking the medicine not every day anymore. I won't say how I'm taking it. I want somebody to follow me and they get harmed. But I'm telling you, don't start that medicine because it's killing you. It's worse than if you did cocaine, heroin, or whatever.
Wow.
At least cocaine, heroin, I can look and say, man, Joe is nodding off on that heroin. I ain't messing with that. But when it's in the medical industry, you thinking it's all right. And I didn't think it was all right, but the person who I respected thought it was all right. And they were pushing me to take it. And it ain't my mama. My mama wouldn't have never done that to me. Because she know it hadn't helped her. And you take medicine for 20 years, you still got goddamn high blood pressure.
Right.
So it ain't cured nothing. Just know that. That I will tell you. Before you take medicine, think about it. Whatever you're taking it for, you're going to have that same sickness 100 years from now. That medicine's not to cure anything, it's to mask symptoms. So you have to, and symptoms are good. You know something's wrong, so you get yourself the proper help. You have to find the way to really heal yourself. The problem, most of us don't. If you don't know a thing, it doesn't exist. So most of us don't know where to go to get proper help. And so we're taking. So
she has symptoms. She had that written down right here, kind of what she was going to go into.
Almost exactly what you said. That's so funny. But
wow.
For another part.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's just everything is full circle. So I guess we can go on now to the gut health part.
Oh, and real quick, you know my story. I was just telling you about my mother and her blood pressure pills, and how it made her sick. She fainted. You know what I'm saying? So take it from people that experience it. And also, you can check out the book Medicine. It's MEDISIN or MEDESIN. I'm not.
It should be.
That's a good book.
Yeah, that's a really good book to talk about medical history. All right, here we go.
All right. What is
what the real said real quick. It's no incident or accident that medical care is the third leading cause of death. Absolutely.
Oh, no, sir. Sure isn't.
Yeah, bro. All right. So, what is gut health and why is it important? Gut health describes the function and balance of bacteria of many parts of the gastrointestinal tract. Ideally, organs such as the esophagus, stomach, and intestines all work together to allow us to eat and digest food without discomfort. Why is our gut health something that we should pay attention to? All food is ultimately broken down in the gut to a simple form that can enter the bloodstream and be delivered as nutrients throughout our bodies. This is only possible with a healthy digestive system. A healthy gut contains bacteria and immune cells that ward off infectious agents like bacteria, viruses, and fungi. A healthy gut also communicates with the brain through nerves and hormones, which helps maintain general health and well-being.
It's a brain in the gut. It's one of the third brains. We know that.
Right. So what are the signs of an unhealthy gut? This is what we want to pay attention to.
Tums and Pepto-Bismol.
Upset stomach. Stomach disturbances can all be signs of an unhealthy gut. And that includes gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, heartburn. A balanced gut will have less difficulty processing food and eliminating waste, likely leading to fewer symptoms. A high sugar diet, a diet high in processed foods and added sugars can decrease the amount of good bacteria and diversity in your gut. So you have bacteria in your gut, good and bad. You want to have good bacteria in your gut, okay?
And real quick, Bob, that's why stuff like penicillin can be so dangerous to your body, because it doesn't discriminate against what bacteria is good or bad. It just cleans everything out. So that's something to know too.
This can lead to increased inflammation of sugar, okay, throughout the body. Inflammation is a precursor to several diseases, including cancer. Unintentional weight changes. Gaining or losing weight without changing your diet or exercise habits may be a sign of an unhealthy gut. An imbalanced gut can impair your body's ability to absorb nutrients, regulate blood sugar, and store fat. Weight loss may be caused by malabsorption because of small intestinal bacterial growth. On the other hand, weight gain may be caused by insulin resistance or increased inflammation. And let me say something else about the gut. Also, you want to make sure you check on those things because you may have leaky gut.
Yep.
We get so much damage to our liver that it begins to perforate. Bunch of holes in it. And now the liver's leaking into our gut. All the stuff, all the toxins that's supposed to be filtered. So make sure you check on that too.
And do you know real quick, about one way to to mess your liver up is
Mhm.
taking a lot of medication, because no matter what type of pills you take,
Mhm.
it affects your liver. They
That's
end
why
up giving you pills for your liver.
my gut comes from the medicine because my liver's overworked. Okay, so sleep disturbances or constant fatigue. An imbalance in gut bacteria may be linked to fragmented sleep and short sleep duration, which may lead to chronic fatigue. Lack of sleep is also closely connected to inflammation, metabolic function, and mental health. Skin irritation. Skin conditions like psoriasis may be related to types of bacteria present in the gut. Lower concentrations of beneficial bacteria may impact the body's immune system. My mother had rampant psoriasis. She had a heart attack. The psoriasis went away. The doctor's telling her psoriasis made the heart attack made the psoriasis leave. Like a heart attack is great. No, fool. She changed her diet. And that made
They'll
the
never
psoriasis.
tell you.
This is the doctor, right? He knows that, but the doctor's lying to her, telling her the heart attack made the psoriasis go away. It's wicked, man. This in turn may lead to conditions that affect the organs, including the skin. You know, the skin's an organ. You got psoriasis, that's an infected organ. So it can affect other organs as well. Autoimmune conditions. Now, the African, but particularly the Yoruba, believes in three brains: Ori, Ori-Inu, Ipori. Head, inner head, higher head. Three brains, and within that, what makes up the brain or the mind? Within the brain is the mind, okay? And the mind is your whole body. One part of those, so within those brains, in each of your brains, you have three minds. And in your inner brain, or renew, what makes up the mind? One is the autoimmune system. Okay.
Your body.
So the way your autoimmune system operates, it affects the way you think. The way you think affects the way your autoimmune system operates. Okay.
And that's why, real quick, I just want to say that's why you don't want to go get a #1 from McDonald's, because when you do that, what it does is your body is saying you're hungry, right? Like, just say right now, I'm hungry. So let's use me for an example. So I'm hungry, right? So the show's over and I say, man, I can't wait for food. I ain't got enough discipline to cook nothing right now or wait for some restaurant. Let's just go to McDonald's. I go to McDonald's, I get that #1. I eat that #1. My body say, oh shit, we got energy. I'm gonna go ahead and front the energy for this food I see coming and go ahead and give it to Belay, because I see this food, I hear him chewing it up. I'm gonna go ahead and give him energy. That's why as soon as you start eating a piece of chicken, you wake up, you get energized. As soon as you bite into the chicken leg, you start dancing, you got the chicken leg, you got all this energy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You feeling good with the chicken leg. So you eat the McDonald's, you eat the #1, and you got all this energy.
All right, go ahead.
You got all this energy, and you finish it, you drinking the orange drink, because if you go to McDonald's, you don't get the orange drink. Then why you go to McDonald's? So you're drinking the orange drink, you get the red anyway. You gotta get the orange. You get the orange drink because it make you. Well, I used to. That was 20 years ago. Anyway, what I'm saying, you start feeling sleepy. Why are you feeling? What's the itis? Well, the itis, this is a result of your body fronting out. I'm making up this measurement right now. 20 cc's of energy. I'm just making that up. Your body fronted you out 20 cc's of energy, and then it got that burger, it started breaking it down. And it got the fries, it started breaking it down. And it's like, well, first of all, you know it started producing fat and insulin as soon as you ate it because it's processed. So it did that. That took energy to do that. Now it's breaking it. Well, it ain't really, say it's 10, whatever you measurement, joules of energy in that whole meal, right? Let's use joules for some reason.
It might be calories.
So let's say, well, let's use calories. Okay. I hate calories.
I'll say it's actually calories, but okay, go ahead.
I hate the term calories. Like the scene, the elder said, the doctor told him you gotta watch his calories. And shoot, them calories better watch me. I eat them too. I love that joke. But anyway,
the thing about it is, it's a real thing. But then, as consumers, we've been exposed to this calorie counting and all this other stuff, and that's what makes you,
right. So
dislike it.
Yeah. Right. So let's just say you have let's say 20 calories or whatever in this amount. That's the energy you got in this meal. Well, your body may take 100 calories to even break this meat down or whatever. And that's why I said joules, not calories. I'm using energy. Right, the energy it takes for heat measurement. That's why I said joules. I ain't as crazy. I might be sounding crazy, but I ain't crazy. But anyway, so your body fronts you this amount of energy that it thinks from the weight and density of the food it should get. It measured this, how smart your body is. It weighs this, is this amount of density, front of this amount of energy. Well, this food is hollow. There's nothing in it. It has no real energy. There's no real energy in a number one or any number of whatever value meal at McDonald's. So what happens is now your body has to take from somewhere to replace the energy it just fronted you. That comes from your immune system. That's the itis. Your immune system dropped so low from eating a number one at McDonald's. So if you took an old AIDS test, you test positive for AIDS, because AIDS, the old AIDS test would test your antibodies, your white blood cells. And when you eat a number one, it's so much. I'm just saying, number one, when you eat anything, any value meal, it's so much toxicity in that your immune system lowers because it's focusing on fighting that poison that just entered your body. You feel me?
Now,
so
they said don't use joules, use gigawatts.
Ah! I thought about that in my head. Who said that, Bobby? Bobby, you said that, didn't you?
No. KD said belay 1.21 gigawatts.
Oh, man.
Now I'm gonna tell you, when you talk about the body working, but you get hollow food. I told y'all before, that's a technique we used to use in the SF to extract information. You're starving the person, then you say, well, here, give us so-and-so information. You give them celery. And they're eating the celery. Celery takes more energy to eat than that you're getting out of it. So you think you're eating, but you're starving to death. And
that's
so
what meat does.
They end up so weak that now they want real food, and we give them, real food and get the information. That's how that was done. But because at first they're like, man, these foods feed me. We're making a fool of you, and you're giving up more energy. And yes, that food's the same way. The McDonald's burger, you got no nutrients, and you're using so much energy that it's weakening you. And then it makes you susceptible, because now you're hungry again, because you never really took care of that. And now you go to Wendy's instead.
Listen.
And then you go to This Is It. And so you're just constantly putting garbage in your body because you've been made a fool of. And they may know that. You are starving. You keep spending money with them. They all get rich and you die.
Right.
Starvation.
Listen, man, this is one of my passions for real, because we don't know. And like Baba said, if you don't know something, it don't exist. You give your child that part tart. I love to tell parents this because I get them to see it a different way. That part tart is the same amount of sugar as a honey bun, the big honey buns. Mm-hmm. You're giving your child a honey bun for breakfast. Not one, two. It's 2 part tarts.
Yes.
And because it has no nutrients, you can eat 2 part tarts and then eat something else. So they eat the 2 part tarts and then with some cereal too. Some waffles, like what?
Sugary cereal too.
Listen, let's just say you give your child just the 2 part tarts.
Do you understand? That's over an ounce of sugar. First thing in the morning, take an ounce of sugar and pour it in a Ziploc bag so you can see how much that is.
1/8 cup of sugar.
Do you realize if you tried to swallow that amount of sugar, you would vomit violently? Your body would reject it. The same way you can't drink or the ingredients to a Pepsi before they turn it to a Pepsi, or you die or be severely burned and have to go to the hospital. But they can dilute it enough so you can get that poison down your system. Well, that's what sugar is. It's a poison. And they dilute it just enough so you can get it down your system. We give our kids, I don't know, I'm getting off topic because it's so easy to give that kid the 2 Pop-Tarts and not see the 2 honey buns and not understand why by 3 hours later they fall asleep. But before that, they was just acting the fool while they got in trouble in class because they ain't paying attention because they going crazy. And then the next class, they ain't paying attention because they dozing off. And not just in time for lunch. I was just getting sleepy, but now lunch is here and I got pizza and whatever they serving that's gonna have me doing the same thing in another hour or so.
Jello and
yo, we gotta understand.
You are right on topic.
Okay, let's
We're
get
talking about sugar.
and
You're
then-
talking
then
about
just
how it affects your gut health. Baba just talked about how it affects your mind.
and some of the high schools have vending machines with candy bars in it.
What? They sell candy bars.
Right.
They selling them for raffles.
I mean, and that's their big fundraiser: candy bars, donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
Right.
I would never back that stuff. My daughter, I was like, look, we can't do that. We got to do something else. I had to get her to stop selling Girl Scout because we're not doing this, man. We're going to have to figure out something else to do. I'm not promoting it. I can't promote it.
Also,
Y'all really think I'm good?
Food intolerances. Food intolerances are the result of difficulty digesting certain foods. This is different than a food allergy, which is caused by an immune system reaction to certain foods. Food intolerances like lactose intolerance may be caused by poor quality of bacteria in the gut. This can lead to trouble digesting the trigger foods and symptoms like, once again, bloating, gas, diarrhea, abdominal pain, nausea. Food allergies may also be related to gut health. Okay.
Right. And it's no, and this is very similar to something Baba just touched on, but it's no coincidence that when you hear this list of symptoms, it sounds like a jingle for a certain pink digestive, I don't want to call it a tonic, but whatever it is, it helps you. Right. There, it actually has a little song with all of these ingredients in it. But like I said, the symptoms you may hear sound exactly like those in commercials for popular over-the-counter remedies. The purpose of which is to help you ignore the actual health issues and treat the symptoms until you can no longer ignore the overall issue. The problem with that is likely the reason why you can no longer ignore it is that by then it has become a much more serious condition. So you're going to hear these lists of these different things that are symptoms that, just like with headache, you keep taking something, you never find out why you're having these headaches until you find out that you have a brain tumor or something crazy like that. When at a certain point you might have been able to treat some of these issues.
You weren't just taking an
if
aspirin.
if you weren't in the mindset of always constantly any kind of discomfort you feel, just getting rid of it with a pill. So back to the gut health. What is the gut microbiome? The term gut microbiome refers to the microorganisms living in your intestines. Each person has about 200 different species of bacteria, viruses, and fungi in their digestive tract. Some microorganisms are harmful to our health, but many are incredibly beneficial and even necessary for a healthy body. Having a large variety of bacteria in the gut may help reduce the risk of conditions like diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, and psoriatic arthritis. How else does the gut microbiome affect your health? Your gut health plays a role in many areas of your health and well-being. Gut health affects the immune system, which we know is basically your overall health. Your mental health, which we've talked about.
Which controls your overall health.
Absolutely. Autoimmune diseases, endocrine disorders, gastrointestinal disorders, cardiovascular disease, and cancer.
It affects everything overall.
Right. A higher level of diversity in gut bacteria can improve health. Now, there are things that you can do for your gut health. You may be able to improve your gut health through lifestyle and diet changes. Consider trying one or more of the following.
Okay, you can lower your stress levels. That's one way. Chronic high levels of stress are hard on your whole body, including your gut. A few ways to lower stress may include exercise, meditation, taking a walk, get a massage, spend time with friends or family, or time away from friends or family if they
Right.
Use essential oils, limit alcohol intake, laugh, practice yoga or African martial arts.
Absolutely.
Spend time with a pet, or in my case, spend time away from your pet. You can get enough sleep. That's another way to improve your gut health. Not getting enough or sufficient quality of sleep can have serious impacts on your gut health, okay? Which can in turn contribute to more sleep issues. It's a deadly cycle. Try to prioritize getting at least 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep per night. If you're my age, you know that's very difficult, because when you get to my age, the call of nature is all night.
Yeah, you wake up every 2 hours.
So every 2 hours I'm waking up, going to do number one. Coming back to sleep, get up, number one. When it first happened, I was pissed off, to use the word.
How Baba, real quick, because I'm trying to figure out too, when do you stop drinking water or tea? When do you stop drinking things before you go to bed? Like an hour before you go to bed, or do you have an average time?
No. So actually the best thing for you is throughout the night when you're going to use the bathroom to drink, actually.
Right.
Drink water. Because if you don't drink, then you get up. The reason why you're feeling so lethargic, you're dehydrated.
Right.
So continue to hydrate yourself, because you're going to go every 2 hours anyway.
Right.
Don't like drinking water. You're going to go. And so you just drink that water. For those who are within my age group 50 or up, you know what I'm talking about. And those in your 40s, you will know soon. Okay. Now, Sugar Booger says snuggling is beneficial to your gut.
Snuggling?
Health. Yes. Oh, yeah. And to your back and all of that. My
Wait a minute,
back,
snuggling?
Snuggling, yes, with your loved one. I injured my back today.
Oh, right. Okay.
I injured my back. Boy, I can't wait. When my wife comes home, I'm going to lay down. She's going to be behind me, throw her arm over my back, and just the pressing on me, it's going to put the pressure on my back. I need to relieve this back pain.
So this is actually physical.
So it is great. Snuggling is great. Also, if you have a bad day, snuggling is great. When I'm working,
hugging does a lot for stress too. Hugging, yeah.
Shit, when I'm working, I'm working on a book, and my wife just look at my face and say I'm intense in it. She'll say, "Hold on, come here." And I'm like, I'm now, come here, and she'll hug me, and I was like, man, I'm trying to finish the line, but when she hugged me, I was like, ah.
She be saying, She be talking baby talk when she do that too, though. She be like,
No. Boogie, boogie. No, sir. So she just hugged me, and then I just, boy, and I can get back to doing what I'm doing. I saw that Jared, I don't know if he's still out here, was talking about writer's block. Jared, the key to fighting writer's block. We talked about the gut being with the mind, right? The key is to snuggle. Real. Snuggle with
and
you can
buy people to snuggle with too.
Who?
I'm just saying you can.
Say who?
I was saying you could buy people to snuggle with too if you need.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell, you can pay me. You pay me enough money. I snuggle with you. On your hiking.
No, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah, OnlyFans.
You can find someone to snuggle with on OnlyFans.
I got an OnlyFans page
for
black women only. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a different type of snuggling. We ain't talking about that. And if you pay me to snuggle, you're probably gonna get caught up in a arm lock. But it'll be great until I throw you. I gotta put the throw in there though. All right, so snuggling, yes, that's good. Sugar booger, that's very good. Now, eat slowly. Try to prioritize getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Eat slowly and chew your food thoroughly, as it can ease the digestive process. Now, if you're like me, had all my teeth pulled out a couple years ago. I got to get implants or what you call them things, denture soon, because my gums are hurting a lot of times because I'm just chewing. You got to chew your food,
right?
But it wears at the gums and it's gross. The texture of food when you don't have teeth is gross.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat. So just take care of your teeth too. That's what your gut, your mind, all of it. Okay.
Right.
But eat slowly and chew your food thoroughly, as it can ease the digestive process. Chewing your food thoroughly and eating your meals more slowly may lower your chances of developing obesity and diabetes, while also helping you make better food choices. There was a martial artist that me and Belay know. Belay had him on an old show they used to have. He has a discipline where he chews 100 times each time he puts food in his mouth.
Listen.
So eating is exercise for him.
That man, I'm not going to talk about his martial arts. That's not what I'm going to talk about. But his discipline and his diet and stuff, that man changed. He altered my trajectory of my life. I'm going to tell you real quick. He called me before the show, interviewing me to see if he would be on my show. So he interviewed me. So he started talking, and he told me he's been a raw vegan for 20 years. I think when he turned 40, now was he like 60 then or something, Baba?
Yeah. He was 60 then, yeah.
Yeah, he was 60 then. So I think when he was 40, he turned raw vegan. And he was like, man, now I'm 60, like 60. He was more than like 60 something. He was like, but yeah, now, raw vegan, I have sex every day, at 60 something years old, for like the last 2 years. And so and so. So I said, hold on, what? He's
that also, unless he's messing around, that also says about his wife's energy too.
she must be raw vegan too.
Yeah, but I'm not getting none every day.
Well, hey, that's another drive. I don't want none every day. Everybody got their own drive, their own pace. I don't want nothing every day. I just need to eat and sleep every day. That's the only thing I want every day.
If I could, 7 times a day, minimum. But I know it ain't gonna happen for me. My wife gonna be like, no, hell no.
Well, that ain't gonna happen to me physically 7 times a day. One day is all I be, and the rest of the I'll be.
But see, when you train in martial arts, like I do, it brings out the energy. It has to be, So I have the discipline where I don't have to do 7 times. But normally, when me and my wife got together, 7 times a day was, the average.
And I need weekends. No. That's a lot. You gotta forget all. But yeah, him switching to raw vegan. Another thing, I'm glad you mentioned him. He tore his Achilles. And
no,
on the raw.
I wasn't doing it 7 times a day. No, that's a joke. Somebody, 7 times a day. No. All right, go ahead.
But he healed a lot quicker though. He healed in like 6 weeks. Most people take a year from a torn Achilles.
Yeah.
But on that raw vegan diet, you heal faster. So just want to throw that in there too.
Well, I heal fast. I'm not a raw vegan. I don't know. Maybe that's just
medicines.
Genetics, because me and his genetics are similar. I certainly don't have his discipline. I don't know if he still does. He's like 70 now or whatever, but he would get up 4:30 every morning and just sit in a horse stance for 2 hours. That's another, shit. Mac, to get to that level, he had to go through so much pain. I'm not trying to go through all that pain just to, be in a horse stance, because I ain't going to fight you in a horse stance. All right, so now, also try eating smaller, more frequent meals to avoid overwhelming the GI tract. Now, I know somebody who ate a bunch of small meals a day and lost a hell of a lot of weight.
Yeah.
She wanted to lose weight. She was 400 pounds. In about 6 months, she got down to 200 something pounds. And it was incredible. My wife got saying, it was incredible. So now, these practices, I can't eat a lot, so I couldn't eat all day like that. But these practices may help you reduce digestive discomfort and maintain a healthy gut. Stay hydrated. Belay was talking earlier about drinking, and we were talking drink plenty of water. And drinking plenty of water, it may be linked to increased diversity of bacteria in the gut. Staying hydrated benefits your health overall and can help prevent constipation. It may also be a simple way to promote a healthy gut. You want to avoid constipation every time, just so you know, you push feces out of your body, you're losing life. Days to years of life.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yes, it was said. Yes, every time you force that, you're losing life. Now, there's a very wise man who wrote a book, it ain't me, said every time you push, you lose 2 years of life. Now, I'm not sure of that. But
my God, I'm working against myself.
So, hey, maybe you're supposed to live 800 years, now you're going to live 35. So,
you know what I'm saying?
So don't be pushing so much.
Could have been Methuselah.
And that's why when I learned that, I don't push. I'd be like terrified if it's not just coming out from the muscle working itself. I'm like, man, please don't make me have to push. I'm telling you. So.
Well, one thing that can help with that, and this is just real quick, if you make sure that you have a stool in the restroom, that may not be common knowledge among the family, but you want to raise your knees to the level of your chest while you're sitting down using the bathroom. That's gonna help the solid waste flow out of your body, and it will assist you with not having to do all that pushing and all of that. You can actually make yourself go to the bathroom doing that, right. Even if you don't feel like you have to go.
You used to have a box in our bathroom for that. We put a box in it. And
also, if you're in a place where you don't have that, and you want to still not strain or whatever, then you kind of get on your kind of tippy toes and knock your knees together for a little while.
Are you serious?
Yep, no bullshit.
No pun intended.
No, but do you know who gave that out to me? Who taught me that 10 years ago?
What?
Freaking Monique.
Really?
The
comedian Monique.
Oh no, you follow her advice.
shout out to Monique. For a long time, my homeboy Tone X from Wilmington, North Carolina was her I don't know what you call it, but her right hand man. Every night they opened up, he announced her and everything. So yeah, that's she. I was like, man, that don't work. It works.
If on that too, real quick, if you need a natural laxative, coffee, not in your mouth, in the other end.
Oh.
Now, whenever I tell people, they say, man, you gonna burn me? And I crack, not no damn hot coffee in your butt. Room temperature coffee.
Coffee enema.
A coffee enema. And don't pour it from like the coffee, the teapot, but a coffee enema will clean you quick.
No.
Only someone who loves coffee as much as you.
Well, I can't taste it in that way. I can't taste it then, so they ain't doing me good.
Listen, it's got to be other ways. I'm not pouring no
more
coffee.
coffee to your soul.
Like y'all think y'all love coffee. Watch this. But coffee enemas do work, y'all.
Coffee enemas definitely work.
It's liquid, so.
And I tried it. Somebody say coffee.
I'm not doing it, but it works.
It works. One time, my mother, now be careful of those enemas where they put soapy water in your, that's harsh. My mother had gotten an enema in the hospital and it made her feel good. She swore by it. So now she gonna give all her children enemas.
You described it as an enema kick one time, and I had to write it down. You said she got on an enema kick.
And she learned not to give me the enema no more, y'all, because I was a little boy. I said, Mom, don't do it. And she did it. And I forced it out while she right behind me. Well, she was, God damn it. And so she never, ever gave nobody an enema again after that. And she was so grossed out, I didn't even get my ass whooped.
Get away from me.
Right. She's like, ah! And she just like ran off and ran to the bathroom and jumped in the shower, you know. So yeah, so if you get on the enema kick, y'all, don't get everybody on the same kick. Please don't.
Yo, can we please move on? Can we please move on?
Oh, yeah. All right, enough of the enema. All right, take a prebiotic or probiotic. Woo, man, I'm living this. So I was trying to get disability, and you got to go, you know, to your lawyer. My lawyer was telling me go to see a psychologist. I said, so for what? And I did need to speak to somebody because, you know, found out I have adjustment disorder, which a lot of former military people, specifically if they're combat arms, a lot of times we simply just say PTSD. We're simplifying that. We really don't even know what that is. I have adjustment disorder, okay? From moving off of plans so much that if you deviate, so we're going to Walgreens, and my wife loves to do this, and she said, hey, let's go here first. I stress out, I get anxiety. So I needed to talk to somebody. So, of course, going to them, they say, oh, you also have moderate, the psychologist said you have moderate depression. I think all Black people in America do. We're outside of our normal environment. So I said, okay. They said, see the psychiatrist about it. Psychiatrist, I have severe depression. Now I'm telling you, I don't mind telling you because I got the cure for it, and I'm about to tell you. So the psychiatrist says, take these medicines, this medicine here. I researched the medicine. It says you have a 5% chance of having iterative thoughts. Iterative thoughts is thoughts of suicide. So I went to the psychologist. The psychologist said, did you get the medicine? I said, hell no, I didn't get that medicine. I said, why not? I said, because it gives iterative thoughts. He said, come on, bro, just take the medicine. You know, I said, I'm not taking something that gives me thoughts of suicide. He says, only 5%. I said, only 5%. Hit my car and it hits 5% of my body. That 5% of my body is fucked up. So if I got a 5% chance, if I got a 1% chance, if I got a 0.1% chance of killing myself, I'm not taking that shit. So he said, all right, well, if you're not going to take that, eat probiotic foods. And that's the key to fighting depression. Probiotic foods.
And prebiotics, just, since it touches on that as well, prebiotics basically feed probiotics. There's certain foods that we eat that don't necessarily break down in the stomach, certain nuts, it's different herbs. I know milk thistle is one, dandelion. Those things have prebiotics, and the probiotics feed off of those. So they work in concert with each other. So that's why when you see, someone talk like this information is talking about probiotics, it mentions prebiotics as well, because you may be by chance eating some things that are prebiotic, but if you're making an effort to take probiotics, you might also want to make an effort to consume more things that have prebiotics as well, because they're going to strengthen each other.
Excellent. So adding a prebiotic or probiotic supplement to your diet may help improve your gut health. And like I said, your depression too. Okay. And this one, try it. It's food. And try it. And then come back and talk to me. I'm telling you. So, I was so bad that I would work, forget to eat, wash up, any of that. I would just work, go to sleep. I wasn't eating. My wife was getting so concerned. So she was so happy that we got that answer of probiotic foods. Okay.
Yeah.
Prebiotics provide food meant to promote the growth of beneficial bacteria in the gut, while probiotics are live gut bacteria. To check for food intolerances, you may have a food intolerances if you have symptoms such as bloating, abdominal pain, diarrhea, gas, nausea, fatigue, acid reflux.
There's that jingle again.
Which is also called GERD. You can try eliminating common trigger foods to see if your symptoms improve. If you're able to identify and avoid a food or foods contributing to your symptoms, you may see a positive change in your digestive health. A common thing that's coming up, like you said, the jingle, bloating, abdominal pain, diarrhea, gas, nausea, fatigue. Those are in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's telling you if you have any of that, and acid reflux, change your diet. With acid reflux, my wife has GERD. There were certain things she had to stay away from immediately, or it would just flare up. Okay, so change your diet, reducing the amount of processed high sugar and high fat foods that you eat may lead to better gut health. We discussed sugar at length. Eating a diet high in fiber likely contributes to a healthy gut microbiome as well. Foods for gut health. Oh, that's you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Foods for gut health. Diet and gut health appear to be very closely linked. Avoiding processed foods, high fat foods, and foods high in refined sugars is likely important for maintaining a healthy gut microbiome, as these foods may promote the growth of damaging bacteria. There are also foods that you can eat that actively promote the growth of beneficial bacteria, contributing to your overall health. And what we're going to ask you to do at this point, family, is actually do some research and see what those foods are, as far as the kind of foods that naturally contain these probiotics, prebiotics, and things that are going to be beneficial to your gut health. As Baba said, and I have experienced it myself as well, you will not be disappointed. Like I said in the beginning, you know, we hear probiotics, prebiotics, gut health, you know, you hear about those things on commercials. Someone may have mentioned it to you, but you know, we may feel like, oh, I made it 40 years without knowing anything about this. I don't need to know nothing about gut health. But this should show you some of these things that we're listing off here are probably things that you're experiencing that you don't know where they came from. You had no idea that this is what you actually are going through.
It reminds me of how the abnormal is accepted as normal.
Right. Exactly.
It's like the children with the runny noses,
right,
in the hood, and we just think it's natural. That's what baby's supposed to do. They know it's supposed to run all the time, and no, babies aren't supposed to be full of mucus. That's us doing the wrong shit for so long that it's normal, and we've turned to a norm. And so is having gas all the time, being bloated all the time, having impulse disorders, and things of that nature. That like, if we understood nutrition like we should, and we're gonna go to the next time. I'm not gonna hold y'all, you know, get carried away. But we could look in the classrooms and say, oh, little
eating red number 40 every single day.
Right. Look, we could look and say, yeah, okay, he has a vitamin C deficiency.
Right.
Look how he's acting. Just look at what a 2% water deficit in your body does to you. Like, you immediately start having bad test results. You can't take tests as good. You have, like, it's so much involved. So just want to encourage y'all to be on a mission, man. This is not a class. This is a journey. You know what I'm saying?
All right. And so, Bob, I'm going to move on to the parasites portion of our presentation. This is kind of the part that I was referring to earlier when I was saying that there may be some things that you hear that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But I think when you start to listen to some of this, many of us are going to start to identify with some of the things that we're seeing or that we're hearing here. Yes, Bob.
After the parasites, we probably want to go to the question, the final question for time's sake, because it's almost
open discussion. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first question I want to ask is taste everything? Should our taste buds be our primary guide when choosing what foods we should eat? I saw an internet discussion in a Facebook group that I saw or that I'm a part of about this recently, and people were saying, you know, I just let my taste buds tell me. I just let my intuition. And the thing about it is, sometimes you have a feeling inside of you, and you think it's intuition, but it may be something else. So this is called parasites and how they control our cravings. When we're not feeling well, what many of us may not realize is that parasites can be the actual cause of our illnesses. Some of the most commonly associated symptoms of a parasitic infection are mood disorders, strong cravings for processed and sugary foods, as well as other unhealthy foods, anemia or iron deficiency, as worms can create enough blood loss to cause anemia or iron deficiency, skin ailments such as hives, rashes, weeping eczema, itchy dermatitis, acne, ulcers, sores, lesions, etc., recurring yeast infections, i.e. candida or other kinds of yeast infections I'm sure some of us are familiar with, bleeding gums, headaches, anxiety, nervousness, teeth grinding and drooling during sleep, food allergies and sensitivities, appetite loss, sexual dysfunction, chronic fatigue, unhealthy food cravings, which we touched on, persistent digestive problems like cramps, bloating, gas, etc. There's the jingle again. Hungry all the time, sore, stiff joints, breathing problems, itching, especially around the mouth, nose, and anus, and memory problems and or brain fog. The tricky thing with parasite infections is that they cause just about any known symptom. Hence, it's ultimately why parasites are often the culprit behind many known medical conditions. Parasites and their effect on the immune system. What causes parasite infections? Parasite infections are actually tend to be lifestyle induced, not environmentally induced. That means you are less likely to get a parasite from water than you are from living an unhealthy lifestyle. The biggest cause of parasite infections is a weakened immune system. It's a two-way street. Living a lifestyle that weakens the immune system is the most likely way to attract a parasitic infection. This is because a weakened body is a breeding ground for parasites. It is their job as the universal garbage men to clean up waste. A sick body is a wasting body and therefore food in a parasite's world. The other tricky part is that they love the junk that we have been programmed to love, as well as the unhealthy habits that we believe we have no control over. Things like stress, sugar, junk food, long nights with little rest, etc., help parasites thrive. When we have a strong urge to eat certain foods that we know have nothing to do with feeding us real nutrition, it's actually the parasites inside of you that want to feed off of these substances. So they send messages to your brain that you experience as cravings. The only real solution is boosting our health up in every way possible. Our tendencies toward bad habits are their fuel, but our healthy habits can destroy them. There are a few ways to safely get rid of parasites. The first thing you can do is clean up your body, which takes away their food supply. Stop eating modern processed food. You can also try fasting. Furthermore, hit them with strong herbs that'll knock them out and make them leave your body, along with any eggs they may lay as they, with any eggs they may lay as they die. The goal is to make your body so clean and healthy that they have nothing to eat, and then support your body with parasite-ridding herbs. This is not a simple 1 week process, however. It can take up to 3 months because as parasites die, they lay thousands of eggs that you will need to handle. Ultimately, this is why internally clean and healthy practices need to become a way of life. Additionally, there isn't one thing that will kill all parasites. They are very immune to many things, even antibiotics. You'll need to be strategic and get your body healthy so that it becomes an unsuitable living environment for them. Ultimately, your true defense is having a highly alkaline body that is well oxygenated with a strong immune system and a healthy digestive tract. If your blood is acidic, you are breeding parasites. Mucus in the digestive system, which Dr. Sebi dealt with, and body makes for a perfect breeding ground for bacteria and parasites. So it's something that, I know a lot of people from the country used to kind of do, kind of something for parasites here and there. I've definitely heard about my cousins having tapeworms and stuff like that. But we think now that the few things that we do will help rid our bodies of something. Like parasites are invasive, and they're not something that you can easily just get rid of. It really takes a concentrated effort to get them out of your body. And I can't do it now because I took the pictures with my phone. But I actually have a few parasite cleanses at my home. Baba also. We went to this great doctor who was the first person to teach me about parasites when my son was like 1 year old. She had me buy this certain dewormer and give it to him quarterly. So we got into the habit of every 3 months we would get on this dewormer, because even though it was for children, adults could take it too. And, you take it for about 2 weeks and just try to maintain a healthy diet and, just get into a cycle of trying to deworm your body. I know it sounds disgusting. I know that no one wants to think that this is something that they're dealing with. But if you're dealing with some of these different symptoms, this jingle of symptoms and all these other symptoms that I listed off here, then you really need to consider whether or not you may be carrying parasites. Baba.
Yes.
I was wondering, do you think that we can, table the open discussion for next time and do the last written piece?
That's fine.
Okay, so
this is your show.
Get up if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, because I would just say, hey, this last section is about intermediate fasting, and Amaniki has done a lovely job gathering so much information for y'all. I think, honestly, she's not giving y'all enough credit, due diligence on your own research abilities, which I will not make the same judgment. No, I'm just kidding. But she has a lot here. I'm going to paraphrase a lot of it. So there's been a lot of chatter, the word, about intermediate fasting, the benefits. What is intermediate fasting? It's all over the internet. It's a new thing, like the Aki diet, the Atkins diet, or whatever. It's always something new. Right. So the intermediate fast is a new craze or whatever, but it's actually not anything new about it. So real quickly, intermediate fasting is switching between fasting and eating on a regular schedule that you normally be on. The benefits is weight loss, reduced blood pressure, reduced inflammation, lower cholesterol, better outcome for stroke survivors, boosted brain function, cancer protection, increased cell turnover, reduced insulin resistance, lower risk of cardiovascular issues, increased longevity, a better night's sleep. Not to mention, as we learned, it can improve gut health and rid the body of parasites. And so it's one of those things, you got to think about it. You stop eating for a minute, your body devotes a lot of energy to the digestive process, and it's happening all through the day. So you giving your body that rest is giving it a reset. And like we talked about, the energy being distributed evenly, or taking energy from these places when you haven't eaten something that doesn't have any nutrients. But when you're not eating, all that energy that it has, it can put it towards issues that it needs to put it towards.
And also, just as someone who has fasted, and I know Baba has done this as well. I've never been Muslim, but I fasted during Ramadan. So one thing that you experience in those first few days is this huge burst of energy, and I believe that comes from the fact that you get to a level of digestion that you never get to any other time, because your body actually gets down to digesting and breaking up things that are just sitting inside of you. So, that's one way that you can experience the benefits of fasting.
Right. So, so basically, there are many different ways to practice intermediate fasting, and no single plan that will work for everybody. Individuals will experience the best results if they try various styles to see what's suited for them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to mention these 7 different intermediate fasting, and you can look over them yourself, find out which one if you want to try. So there's the fast for 12 hours a day. And the person needs to decide on to adhere to the 12-hour fasting window every day. If fasting for 10 to 16 hours can cause the body to turn its fat stored into energy, which releases ketones in the bloodstream, and that encourages weight loss. So
real quick, Dark Matter said we learn intermittent fasting, by the way, y'all.
Did I say intermittent? I'm sorry, I keep doing that.
Intermittent fasting in the Nation of Islam by growing up, how to eat to live, 1 meal per day, rest the organs. I always speak on that, how the nation is on a perpetual intermittent fast.
Right. And yeah, you can train yourself to be like that. Some people don't eat until 5 o'clock. That's the same thing.
Big Till, we just dealt with that. So she says that they said, is there a difference between intermediate and intermittent fasting? Yes, intermediate is what Black folk call intermittent fasting. So that's the difference. But it's intermittent fasting though, yeah. So
it is. So yeah, there's the 12-hour day. There's the 16 hours, leaving and eating the window of 8 hours. It's called the 6 by 8 method. 16. Oh, 16/8 method. We have the fasting for 2 days a week. People follow this 5-2 diet, eat standard amount of healthy food for 5 days, reduce calorie intake on the other 2 days. We have alternate day fasting. For some people, alternate day fasting means a complete avoidance of solid food on fasting days, while other people allow up to 500 calories on feeding days. People often choose to eat as much as they want. There's several variations of the alternate day fasting plan, which involves fasting every other day. You can check that out. We also mentioned how things like foods like watermelon can trick the digestive system into thinking it's a liquid just being water. So if you're trying to fast, you want to fast to 5 o'clock and you're feeling hungry, watermelon is one of the good substitute for food. Your body treats it as water.
Phil said they need to get my fasting plan for Black August. For Black August, we actually are going to do a special that deals with food, some martial arts techniques for Black August, because during Black August, you fast, you train, and everything. So we're going to make sure that happens during August.
So there's a weekly 24-hour fasting completely for 1 or 2 days a week, known as the Eat, Stop, Eat diet. Involves eating no food for 24 hours at a time. You definitely need a fast if you plan on changing your diet. Some type of fast. If you do a 3-day fast or liquid fast, you need something to change the pH balance of your body so the stuff that's bitter isn't as bitter and sweet, tastes too sweet, so you can adjust.
And it also detoxes you, which helps you with cravings.
Right, it helps you with your cravings, definitely. Again, we're at meal skipping next. So meal skipping, this flexible approach to intermittent fasting may be good for beginners. It involves occasionally skipping meals. People can decide which meals to skip according to their level of hunger or time restraint. However, it is important to eat healthy food at each meal. And this last one is the warrior diet. The warrior diet, which is named after Bile, is a relatively extreme form of intermittent fasting. The Bile or warrior diet, is called, involves eating very little, usually just a few servings of raw fruit and vegetables during a 20-hour fasting window. Then eating a large meal at night. The eating window is usually only around 4 hours. So these following tips we're going to leave you with. It may help you, minimize, stay on track, maximize the benefits of fasting. Stay hydrated, drink lots of water and herbal teas throughout the day. Avoid obsessing over food. Plan plenty of projects on fasting days to allow yourself to focus. That's the thing. We all know that. You be busy working, moving all day. You don't even got to eat till 7 o'clock. You don't even think about it. You sit home all day. You need food every 20 minutes. So stay busy. Rest and relaxation, avoid strenuous activities on fasting days. Although light exercise such as yoga may be beneficial. Yeah, I still had to cut trees when I fast. Now that don't go together good. You start looking like a crackhead. So select nutrient-dense whole foods during non-fasting periods. Eat foods that are high in fiber. That are high in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and other nutrition that helps keep the blood sugar levels steady and prevents nutrient deficiency. A balanced diet would also contribute to weight loss and overall health. High levels of vitamin C for depression too, that also helps. During no fasting periods, increasing the taste without adding calories. Season meals generously with garlic, herbs, spices, or vinegar. These foods are extremely low in calories, yet are full of flavor, which may help to reduce the feeling of hunger, the cravings.
And it's funny that B-Lay kept talking about disliking the whole calories thing, because when I got to this part, I felt that. I was like, oh, I hate talking about calories like that. But the thing about it is just not adding something heavy to your meal, but still making it so that you can enjoy it, still making it very tasty and all of that, but not, putting cheese on it or putting something else on it that's going to make you basically eat a bunch of empty calories, so to speak.
I guess I don't like it because it's like a duh thing. It's like if you eat healthy stuff, you don't have to count calories. You don't have to know the calories anything. So that's how I'm really basic, actually. So these forms of dieting may not be suitable for everyone. If a person is prone toward an eating disorder, these approaches may exacerbate their unhealthy relationships with food. Again, for the best results, it is essential to eat a healthful and balanced diet. Never use that in a healthful and balanced diet on non-fasting days. Yeah, this could go on forever. I'm glad she condensed it like she did. So, any questions and comments? You can put in a chat. Maybe we get to them next show.
Yeah, what we were going to do next is what I envisioned would be kind of a lighthearted discussion about veganism, just because so many people have so many things to say about being vegan. I've been vegan for 12 years. I, wanted to share some of that journey with you, some of the impetus behind that journey also. And just, whatever real questions you have, not like where do you get your protein from, and not the questions that people ask when they really don't want to know. They just want to kind of make fun of you, but ask a question at the same time. But any real questions that you might have, I'm definitely open to answering any of them. And, I know Baba has his journey with vegetarian veganism. So does Belay. So
why are there so many overweight Black vegans in Atlanta?
That would be a good question for someone to pose.
I got the answer for it too, but we'll deal with that next week. Eating a Snicker bar is vegan.
There you go.
You gotta be careful. And you gotta be careful with that. And that's when my 5-year-old said, when I said, "What do you want to eat for dinner?" She said, "Snickers." I said, "We ain't no candy." She said, "Well, you said we're eating vegan." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And talking with Belay, he was like, "Well, yeah, Snicker bars are vegan. We have to think about veganism, what it is to us." So a lot of people are playing, and I have a plant-based diet,
right?
And every day they're eating that slutty vegan,
right?
That's why you got overweight,
right? They eating vegan lasagna, vegan donuts, and vegan ice cream. Like it ain't
vegan
still
hot dogs, vegan,
still processed.
Right, vegan. Corn dogs.
Beyond everything.
And just to make this, just to be clear, so y'all know, Snickers is milk chocolate. But I was just saying candy bars in general. You can get vegan candy bars.
Well,
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
talking
You get dark chocolate.
the Snickers with the real chocolate. Milk
Yeah,
chocolate is not vegan, but
yeah, dark chocolate. You get dark chocolate Snickers. That's vegan. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's plenty vegan candy bars, vegan soda. mellow yellow and sun drop is vegan. You know.
Yeah, all of those, all the sources are. Yeah.
So still bad.
Still bad.
Thank you so much for engaging in this discussion with us.
We appreciate
I
you people in
know,
the chat.
it's a little bit long-winded, but I just wanted to make sure that we got, a nutrient-dense portion of this information out to the family today. Because like I said, I want these terms, gut health, parasites, things like that, to be things that are much more accessible, especially for our people, so that we can go out to our families and our community and, really be able to help people. Like Bilay said, when you're looking at children and you see, oh, this is what's going on with him, when you educate yourself, you're able to do things like that. And trustfully, if you got people around you that trust you, you can give them that information and maybe they'll be able to really use it. So we love you and thank you.
I charge for my services. I'm a wellness consultant, so you need me. You know what I mean? Gonna cost you some bucks. So you better watch this YouTube. You better watch the show, because if you call me on my chat, I need the deposit for. I'm tell you anything.
Now,
Just the way it is. Sorry.
Next week, have your exercise shoes on, because that's what we're gonna be doing. Belay is the next up, running the exercise program, and we'll be exercising too. When
Get you some space together.
When it gets too much for me, you'll see me go off to the side. Out of camera.
What he's saying is, don't be ashamed if you can. If you need to chill out for a second.
Move at your pace and right, chill. We don't see you at home.
Right. So get ready. We're going.
Y'all only did 20 push-ups. I did 2,000. Okay, well, but damn.
Right. Yeah, we believe you.
Yeah, we'll really believe that, and we won't clown you at all. But
we're not gonna do too. We're gonna give some. We want to get you moving. That's all we want to do. We ain't gonna hurt you too bad. We just want to get you moving. Some of us ain't moved in a while. I'm aching a little bit myself. I've been sitting around too long.
So don't
We're
run
gonna get it
from
moved.
it. Don't run from it. I'm gonna exercise, stretch at least as soon as we get off here, because I injured my back and I got to do something for it, because right now I'm feeling it. So, and I don't take no pain medicine, so gotta do
fun practice.
Gotta
That's G.
stretch.
G-ish. Two. That's G-ish right there. We appreciate y'all, man. We really do. Please share this.
Y'all.
Remember, you can copy paste and share this, y'all. Folks, this is the important one. Food is important, and exercise in the mind coming soon.
Now, Sugar Booger 7, you still do push-ups on your knees? Cool. We're gonna get you to one knee instead of
2,000.
a minute.
Hey, yeah.
One
You
knee.
start there. You can't finish there. You can start there. You can't finish there, though. We ain't gonna let you finish there.
What, 2,000 push-ups?
No, on your knees. You can start and push-ups on your knees. You can't finish.
People come to me all the time. They say, what about women push-ups? I say, women push-ups, man push-ups, same thing. We just put your feet out. I said, if you mean on your knees, then just use one knee. When Belay came, he was on both knees. Ankles crossed. I said, what the hell is this? Why your ankles crossed?
I said, crisscross applesauce.
I said, man, get off your goddamn knees. Do the one knee push-up, then we got him to two. No, so love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Don't run from us now. We're gonna work out together. We're gonna do it together.
All right.
Much
said,
love.
I'm in my 50s, I'm staying on my knees. Hey, we
Who said that?
Sugar Booger, we're gonna get on one knee. She gonna impress us.
We got you, Sugar Booger. Now, come on.
Yeah, we got you. We know what we're doing. Now this is definitely, he ain't know what he's doing, and hell, I know how to hurt people on their knees. So you know why they work out. So I'm good with that now. we know what you're doing here. We ain't gonna push you too much. We're gonna get y'all going.
Nah.
Y'all stay black or whatever you are. Be safe out here, cause you know shit getting crazy. It always has been. It's getting crazier. Be safe. Mash the like button if you haven't already. Share. Subscribe.
Donate.
And donate to Black Power Media. I gotta end up getting all this stuff. We had our meetings, like we gotta push all. I gotta learn the ats and the its and all that stuff. I'm terrible with that kind of job. I just, at Warrior Class BPM, I've been putting up just Warrior Class for a whole year. Oh yeah, and next month, next month it will be a year. So we're gonna do something. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do one episode where each one of us is interviewing the other, so you can get to know a little bit more about us in this world outside of just throwing punches, kicks, eating vegan, and hurting our backs. So you know a little bit more about us than that. So love y'all. Stay black or whatever you are. Peace.
Peace.